Two students are rushing over, excited to watch the popular freshman Lin Zikan pick a fight with a senior. Two students are rushing over, excited to watch the popular freshman Lin Zikan pick a fight with a senior. By the time they're ready, the gym is packed, with a huge circle around the sparring area. The crowd seems to be on Lin Zikan's side, especially the fangirls. They're cheering, telling him to teach his opponent a lesson, even that pink-haired girl is taking out her phone. John Kai scoffs, annoyed that everyone thinks they can beat him. He accepts it deep down. Lin Zikan has improved incredibly this past month. He sees this duel as his last chance to teach the rising genius a lesson. He wants to show his own power. Unlike his opponent's tension, Lin Z looks relaxed. He's perfectly calm, says he has to go to dinner, and asks if they can finish the fight quickly. John Kai takes it as an insult and accepts with a devious smile. Coach Gua steps in, starts the match, and reminds them of the rules, but before it begins, John Kai shouts for them to wait, offering Lin Zikan an advantage with a mocking smile. He says he's been training for 2 years, while Lin Zikan is just a 1-month rookie. To be fair, he announces he will let Lin Zikan have the first 3 moves. Lin Zikan just accepts it. Right then, Lin Zikan suddenly moves. It's closing in fast. Zon Kai is stunned. Before his opponent can even raise his guard, Lin Zikan lands a single fatal punch. The hit is so hard that blood gushes from John Kai's nose. Suddenly, he passes out and collapses on the gym floor. The whole room is in shock. Silence has fallen. Coach Gua's jaw drops. He's in disbelief, shouting that the match ended with just 1 punch. The other team and the crowd are in shock, whispering about how they can't believe it ended so fast. The sound of a celebration breaks the silence. Shin Zikan raises his fist, cheering wildly for Lin Zik's victory. The other girls, including the pink-haired one, are shouting about how amazing he is. Standing over his defeated opponent, Lin Zikan receives a system notification. The notification says, by defeating his rival and winking at the opposite sex, he's earned priority mating rights. More importantly, the new mission progress is fully synchronized. He thinks he has a long way to go to unlock the natural selection feature. To speed things up, he gives the remaining terrified fighters a friendly but eerie smile. It suggests they should order as well. The crew watches in horror, faces pale. They immediately start making pathetic excuses. One has crammed school, the other's mom is making dinner. Some are faking being sick. Before escaping, John Kai is forced to his knees. Kaylee's denies having lost. Lin accuses Zikan of cheating and vows to crush him in a rematch. Coach Gu steps in. John Kai says to lose like a man. Then he wonders, was that punch just luck? Someone else decides to test the theory on Shalai's. When he hears his name, the boy with spiky hair freezes in fear. He takes a fighting stance, but he's scared. Lin begs Zikan for mercy, pleading with him not to strike her face. The results will be clear in 10 minutes. Several fight team members are lying unconscious on the gym floor. Lin Zikan stands over them, noting he didn't hit hard, and they only exchanged a few punches. But when he checks the system, he's disappointed. Except for the first victory, the other spars didn't count toward his successes. The number of opponents is still 1,000. Apparently, a friendly spar wasn't enough. He needs to beat his rivals in an official competition. While thinking about this, a hand brushed his shoulder. Coach Gua smirks, declaring that Lin Zik is a true genius. In just over a month, it's clear the newcomer has become the star of the team. With newfound confidence, the coach claims that, led by Lin Zikan, they will crush their rivals and finish first in this year's regional martial arts tournament. While Coach Gua leaps with joy, a light bulb goes off in Lin Zikan's head. He realizes the man is right. This upcoming tournament is the perfect chance to settle scores with multiple official enemies at once. He firmly understood that by beating them in official matches, every victory would count toward his progress. Lost in his thoughts, the defeated Zonkai calls out. He shakes himself off, stands up, points at Lin Zikan, and makes a bizarre, overly detailed confession of surrender. With those strange sentences he spoke, everyone, even Shinjin Wang, Coach Gua, and Lin Zikan, is left in shock and terror. When the fight ends, the crowd starts running, leaving Zonkai stunned in the back, whining that he couldn't finish his speech. In this world, high schoolers choose either martial arts or academics. Given the world's cruelty, the fighter class is naturally the best choice. Not wanting to fall behind, Shin Chinkin decides to join the martial arts class and starts training like a beast alongside Lin Ziken. Their daily pace is insane. Open with a 3,000-meter run, then an hour-long punch and kick session. After that, they power up their muscles like crazy with sit-ups and push-ups. At the end of the workout, Lin Ziken rewards Shin Chinkin's muscular body with a massage. Of course, Lin Ziken isn't letting up. He pushes his limits every day. The urge to win the tournament and grab that natural selection ability is spinning wildly in his mind. In a month, all those grueling efforts will be tested. The day of the regional martial arts tournament has arrived. Lin Ziken is ready on stage, armed like a sword. A massive crowd in the huge city gym waits with anticipation at the center ring. In the waiting area, tension is practically colliding in the air. Coach Kui glares at the roster, says their school is Shanghai High. The strongest team is Shanghai Team 1. It matched with his high school. One of the teammates adds to it, their morale is crushed because the opponent has this crazy guy who runs 100 meters in under 9 seconds. Lin Ziken senses the team's low morale, calmly raises his hand, and offers to take the first fight. Coach Kui is worried, but lets him show his card. As Lin Ziken steps into the arena, Shin Chinkin cheers heartily from the sidelines. Coach Kui, on the other hand, knows no bounds as he offers support through the megaphone. Lin Ziken is getting ready to fight. The opponent is Shanghai 1. A big, muscular young man from his high school steps forward. While Lin Ziken is praised for making the tournament as a freshman, he quickly changes his vibe and plays up his small stature. He's making a mocking face as if to say the scene is too much for a dwarf, who couldn't even reach 5'7". Flexing his biceps, he claims he'll show Lin Ziken the real power gap. The referee signals for the duel to begin. The giant opponent lunges at you fast. He's swinging punches like a storm. But Lin Ziken surprises. It doesn't slide back at all. He easily slips to the side and lands a quick punch to the chest. The impact is so terrifying that the huge student flies across the arena. Mind meld or fainting, they're definitely blacking out. The announcer freezes up. Then he starts to stutter, announcing Lin Ziken's victory. On the sidelines, Shin Chinkin jumps with all 4 hooves in the air. He shouts that Xiaochen was great. The Shanghai High School team celebrates wildly, piling on top of their coach. Lin yells that Ziken is crazy. They're declaring their opponent's muscles dead. On the other side, Shanghai 1. High school coach is absolutely losing it while scolding his defeated student. He shouts that you attack blindly, without watching your step. Lin Ziken receives a notification from the system. Eliminated another opponent and climbed the rankings. The number of opponents eliminated has reached 2,000. Clenching his fist, he's happy knowing these matches are exactly what's needed to move forward. The opposing coach is determined. He's calling out his next fighter to stop this hole. A boy named Shen Fong. He orders her to crush the first grade quickly. Shen Fong calmly accepts it. There's a boy named Shen Fong. They're telling him to crush first grade as fast as possible. Shen Fong calmly accepts it. As if there's no stress in your life at all. The moment she hits the stage, she strikes a perfect pose. He looks much calmer compared to the previous fighter. The announcer signals the start of the second duel. Shen Fong immediately shows off his superior technique. Moving at the speed of light, raining down attacks. Lin Ziken calmly handles the attack. He's blocking a giant boat with one hand. But when blocked, Shen Fong flips in the air and lands hard on the arena. He absolutely loves it. Medical teams rush out with a stretcher. They're leading Shen Fong away, saying they need to scan his head. The audience is stunned. They're whispering, calling it a disgrace. Rumors are going around that the neurotic student from Shanghai High is just lucky. Some angry folks are shouting that the tournament is rigged. They want a refund, but the Shanghai High School #1 coach knows how this works. With his head in his hands, he realizes in horror that this was not a matter of luck. This first-class Shanghainese is a real monster. The coach's new plan is ready in the waiting area, calling the next fighter, the spiky-haired boy Gove. He strictly instructs him to focus only on defense. He says he can't afford to lose. But Goffey is full of confidence. He calms his coach down and says, "Don't worry, I'm going to win." As he walks to his face, he wipes Lin's victories from his mind. He thinks his opponent isn't strong, whether by cheating or otherwise. With superhuman speed running 100 meters under 9 seconds and vast experience, he thinks losing is impossible. The crowd is being rowdy. The crowd's talking about Goffy, amazed by his speed. Someone says her father is a gene fusion user. That's how the source of your talents is explained. Everyone thinks Lindsay's bright journey is ending, yet they still respect her potential. The announcer declares the start of the duel. Ignoring the coach's instructions, Goffy goes on the attack. Lindsay delivers a powerful kick. Then he makes quick strikes. His special technique, Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, is unleashed, watching the coach with rage and shouting loudly for his disobedience. Goffy underestimates the defense. Even he is in this unnecessary trouble. Lindsay dodges the blows as if dancing, finds the technique interesting, and decides to learn it immediately. Goffy is getting more frustrated. He can't land a single hit. Out of breath, he asks how she could dodge Lindsay's attacks. Lindsay is joking about whether there's a spare number. Furious and desperate, he unleashes a flurry of punches. Seeing the same cliché moves, he decides Lindsay's observation period is over. Okay, he thinks, let's finish this. Barely dodging the last punch, he lands a powerful kick to Goffy's stomach and ends the match instantly. The crowd falls back into a frozen, stunned silence. The silence is broken by the thunderous cheers of the Shanghai High School supporters. Coach Guo and Shin Chi-nan are cheering like crazy, shouting that Xiaochen is a beast. They celebrate their third victory. The rest of the tournament proceeds with the same ease. The next opponents are even weaker. He takes down each of them effortlessly. Before long, he wipes out all 5 fighters on the opposing team by himself. The situation stays the same for the next 2 days. Maintaining his dominant performance, he takes down 2 more schools all by himself. With that amazing performance, he leads Shanghai High School to victory. He and his team pose proudly with their medals and the trophy. But when you look at the system, it shows only 16,001 competitors. He realizes with disappointment that at this rate, it will take years to unlock the natural selection feature. Even though it's moving slowly, there's a small bright side. Coach didn't expect Guo to be this generous, but he's taking the grand prize, a full 20,000 yuan. With what he won from academic competitions, he now has about 30,000 yuan. This money won't last long. He goes to the butcher right away and buys a massive pack of ghost shadow squid meat. For weeks, he's been devouring that expensive meat at every meal. After eating 30 jin, the Phantom Shadow Squid's codex unlock rate rises to 33%. No, his intense training and monster meat feasts are finally paying off. When he reached his 2nd year of middle school, he leveled up. It just moved from 3rd to 4th level. Their physical strength has reached a whole new level. Now he can lift 1890 kilos with one hand. It has a 5.65 meter vertical jump and runs 100 meters in just 4.49 seconds. Time flies by, and soon, she and Shang Xinghan graduate from Shanghai Middle School. But it looks like their paths will suddenly diverge once the high school entrance exam results are out. Heartbroken Shang Xinghan sits in her room, sobbing uncontrollably. Lin asks Hannah why they couldn't go to the same high school despite trying so hard. That explains it. He came first in both literature and martial arts. Shin's academic grades are great too, but his combat score. It wasn't enough for the elite class at Shanghai High School. While complaining, Shang Xinghan asks what will happen now. Lin Tan says the principal of Shanghai High School will visit their home, probably to pick him up. And he asks if he wants to come? Desperately and in tears, she answers me saying that for sure, the manager will only pick her. Lin takes Han's hand, pulls him up, and drags him out of the room. He comforts her, saying, "Forget your worries, I have a plan." He says there's only one condition for staying at Shanghai High. Shang Xinghan must be his classmate. Just as he promised, the manager is coming to their house. He and Shang Xinghan spent hours talking with his mother about Lin Zhan's future. The principal says repeatedly how much he wants her to stay at school. When the meeting ends, the manager stands up to leave and, as a final offer, says he'll give her anything she wants if she agrees to stay. Not missing the chance, Mr. Lin states his only condition. Shang Xinghan will be in the same class as her. Principal Shang looks at Xinghan and approves his name without hesitation, accepting with a smile. He tells them both to enroll together at Shanghai High School for the new school year. Overjoyed, Lin Tan and Shang Xinghan say thank you. With high school already secured, Lin Tan enters his final middle school tournament. As expected, his overwhelming power carries the team and wins them the championship. He finally decides to spend the prize money to unlock the Ghost Shadow Ink Squid Codex. It only had a 20% gap, and the new prize money was enough to fill the progress bar. Not knowing what will happen, he heads to a secluded forest outside Shanghai for safety. Without wasting time, he begins to eat the essence of the last squid meat. A strong blue energy appears around you, and the system notification confirms you've received plenty of essence. His eyes widen, he feels a final surge of power, and the Codex progress bar hits exactly 1. New notification. The Ghost Shadow Squid Codex has been unlocked, and a new biological trait, Fluid Adaptation Grace, has been gained. This ability increases harmony with water, allowing free movement and even invisibility in aquatic environments. But when the power settles, holding the faint squid arms in that quiet forest, she thinks her new ability isn't very bright. Still frustrated, Linza tests her new talent at a nearby pond. Turns out the grace of liquid compatibility has some useful advantages. Their skin doesn't wrinkle after long periods in water, and swimming is much easier with reduced water resistance, but there's no other noticeable effect. Sitting in the water and thinking logically, it's normal that the skill isn't great since the Ghost Shadow Squid is a low-level creature. He decides he must either collect high-quality monster meat or become strong enough to hunt powerful wild mutants alone to get better traits. The chilling memory of giant mutant rats gives him power. He clenches his fist, swearing to become even stronger. Right before school starts, Lin Zichen's mother and Shin Xingan's family decide to go on vacation to better examine his new fluid harmony blessing. Lin Zichen suggests going to the beach. Standing in the ocean, Shin Chenghen shivers, complaining about the cold seawater. Lin Zichen feels right at home. He tells her to warm up slowly, then dives into the water and starts swimming at an incredible speed. As he moves, the system awards him stat points for swimming and diving. Shin Sigan yells from the shore, "Hey, teach me how to swim!" Lin Zichen pops his head out of the water, suddenly remembering his childhood friend still doesn't know how to swim. Patiently starts explaining the basics. He has average athletic ability, but Shin Sinan catches him off guard. "Swimming with excitement is so easy, I already got it!" he shouts, diving in effortlessly. He swims gracefully and freezes in surprise when he hits the surface, even though he thinks they didn't teach him to dive. Lin Zichen watches in amazement in the meantime. A strange blue aqueous aura seems to be radiating from him. Shin Kingen excitedly describes his feelings as he surfaces. While people say opening your eyes underwater usually hurts, she says it doesn't bother her at all. On the contrary, it's very cool and pleasant. Lin Zichen is confused. Watching him swim away, it feels pretty strange. He has natural talent, but picking up all these skills this fast isn't normal. It doesn't make sense. Suddenly, he notices something. He remembers having bedwetting problems whenever he's been tense for a long time. He wonders if this weakness might actually be a sign of a strong, pre-existing connection to water. This idea excites him. He now believes Shin Chi-nan may possess a special cultivation body. It's like characters from the family Xiangxia novels. They keep diving to try this. Shin Kinga's performance surprises him even more. They hold their breath for over 10 minutes while exploring the underwater world. Incredible for a start. While swimming, Shin Kingan's expression suddenly changes. A strange whirling sound begins to spread through the water. Both of them are looking up, trying to find the source. They suddenly surface and call out in fear to the glowing blue water surrounding Shin Kingan. Walking on the beach that night, Lin Zichen asks what happened. Shivering, he tells of the terrifying, strange sounds he kept hearing underwater. It comforts her and asks what those sounds are. He says he doesn't understand, but it's a constantly echoing female voice. Lin Zichen takes Cork and Shin Kingan back to the hotel to calm him down. Then he searches online for the strange woman's voice, but finds no results. Restless, can't sleep, pours his energy into training. He feels a sudden burst of power while doing weighted sit-ups. A notification pops up in the system. It says their hard work paid off. Now it's become a common level 5. Surprised, but pleased. He's thinking about his new power. At level 5, he's strong enough to fight a fully evolved giant mutant rat. With a determined glint in his eyes, he clenches his fist, thinking it's not impossible to tear those creatures apart with his bare hands. He goes to the deserted beach at night to test his new limits. The stat increases are insane. The 100-meter time dropped to 3.64 seconds, and the vertical jump reached an astonishing 6.98 meters. He heads to a nearby car to test his strength and discovers he can lift a 1.6-ton vehicle with one hand. With this development, his life moves forward. Vacation's over, and Shang-Qin and Han are starting high school together at Shanghai High School. They show up early on the first day of class to be on duty. Two new female classmates recognize him instantly, excitedly whispering about how handsome he is and how lucky it is to be on duty with him. He's surprised his classmates recognize him, but then something even stranger happens. Just being on guard triggers a new mission in the system. The mission requires completing 1,000 collaboration tasks for a new biological trait. Social animal. While cleaning the classroom with King Hanla, Sin wonders what this new feature does. With the school year just beginning, he decides to stop by Mammoth Supermarket after class. Now that Ghost Shadow has accessed the Squid Codex, it's time to set a new target for the ability. While browsing the expensive monster meat aisle, his eyes fixate on a new product in the fridge. The wild giant eagle's packaged head is priced at 1,998 yuan per kilo. With a confident smirk, he takes the package and makes his decision. This will be his new target. The wild giant eagle is a much higher level anomaly than the Ghost Shadow squid. Their vision is so powerful, it's 30 times better than a human's, making them a lethal predator that hits even the fastest prey with total precision. Lin Zai is examining the eagle meat in his room. He thinks opening the guidebook is a worthy goal, because this sharp vision provides an unbreakable combat advantage. The price of the meat is 1,998. It's a reasonable and suitable option for every jinn. When the hand touches the flesh, a blue energy surrounds it. The system confirms he swallowed a piece of the wild giant eagle's life essence. This uncovers 1% of the guidebook. After a few calculations, he notices that one caddy of meat only grants 1% progress. So he'll need to spend over 200,000 yuan to fully unlock the guidebook. He realizes that tournament prizes in high school are much bigger than in middle school. He must work harder in competitions to unlock the wild giant eagle's codex before steadily entering his second year. As soon as summer break ends, Linzio's adventure at Shanghai High School begins. On the first day, the teachers introduce themselves. Martial arts and classroom teacher, mechanical modification instructor, gene fusion teacher, and wilderness survival coach. After the introductions, the students take turns introducing themselves. The first to speak is long purple-haired Chu Yutong, who says she specializes in art. Next, the energetic, pink-haired Zhong Yijia talks about her love for anime, cosplay, and sports. Next is Pang Huangguang, who says he loves playing video games at home. Then it's Shinsinga's turn. Being the center of attention makes him extremely nervous. Blushing, she only says her name, mentions she likes drawing, and asks everyone for support. Finally, it's Lin Zichen's turn. He gives the shortest and most concise intro. Stands up, says the name, and expects everyone's support. Introductions end, time flies by. A new girl with brown hair enters the class and approaches Shin Sinan. The girl is surprised. The new girl asks Shin Xing about her test score. Shin Chenghan nervously announces his score of 709, and then the new girl Chu Rui asks about her own score. Chu Rui is surprised. Shin Cheng realizes Han's score is over 10 points higher than his own 698. Then he'll ask about the P grade. He admits he only got a 95 out of 100. This question makes Shin Chenghan extremely uncomfortable. The Chekals say their score is not good. Panic rises within. With a score of 79, he thinks he barely missed the elite class and is too ashamed to say it out loud. Failing to get a hint, the persistent Chu Rui continues to guess whether he got a 94 or a 93. Shin Chenghan looks away in shame and whispers that it's even lower. Chu Rui continues to predict the lower limit scores of the 90s. Shin Chenghan becomes completely stunned. Suddenly, a hand slams the table, breaking the silence and startling Chu Rui. Or Lin Zichen's. He leans uncomfortably and asks the excited girl if he can add her WeChat. Surprised and delighted by the handsome man's interest, the girl happily accepts. Shin Chenghan takes a deep breath. She's grateful to Lin Zichen for saving her from that awkward conversation. Lin Zichen then asks the other male classmate for his contact info. Shinsen adds them and creates a group chat for 4 people. The system instantly confirms it's successful. Complete another collaboration task to reach 2,000 social animal achievement points. He thinks this task is surprisingly easy. After the group chat is set up, for new friends start getting to know each other. So, he says you're from Nanyuan, come from a prestigious martial arts family, and run a dojo. He even proudly mentions placing 8th in the Nanyuan Youth Martial Arts Competition. Ju Rui mentions that her family owns a chain of clothing stores, and that they are wealthy. Once Lin Zichen and Shin Sing-gun share their backstories, the four friends suddenly become a very tight-knit team. Just as they're getting friendly, Yu asks the others to guess who's the strongest student in their class. Ju Rui instantly points his finger at Lin Zichen, because he passed the regional entrance exam with the highest score. This Yu is quite surprising. Turns out he didn't know his new friend was so cool. But Lin Zichen, in his modest way, says something like this: coming in first in the exam might not mean you're the strongest. And then, they drop a surprising detail. Word is the principal spent a fortune recruiting 2 powerhouse students from Nanyang for his class. Yu immediately points to those 2 kids. The first kid, blonde Wang Shiji, ranks 3rd in Nanyang and nails the 100 meters in 7.98 seconds. The second one is the big muscular guy, Lu Gang. With natural strength, he easily lifts a 300-kilogram barbell with one hand. Shin Sing-gan's consciousness gets affected, and they're getting a bit scared, while Lin Zichen stays as calm as a Zen master. Deep down, he's mocking their success, because he's been on top of those records since elementary school. Then the bell rings again. Next is the distribution of textbooks. There are 4 main courses this term: martial arts, gene fusion, mechanical modification, and wilderness survival. Lin Zichen already learned it all on his own. In his spare time, he decides to find a hidden spot and get to work. He thinks about major threats even while training. It reminds him that the dangerous Ragdod cult is still running wild. The police only caught the low-level cultists, but their leader, the powerful Mouse King, is still at large and running wild. This dark situation fuels his ambition. He clenches his fist, deciding to boost his power as fast as possible and reach at least level 6. Because he thinks not even the Mouse King here can stand against him. The first practical lesson is survival in nature. Master Shurchonbai gathers the students in a wooded area and asks if they can start a fire by rubbing wood together. He dismisses this as a useless talent. But to everyone's surprise, they see Wang Shuji and Lu Gang step forward to make fire using primitive methods. The teacher is surprised and asks how he learned it. Lu Gang said it at summer camp. Wang Shuji is self-taught by watching videos on the internet. When they are done, Lin Zichen quickly teaches his own group, and they pick up the skill immediately. Then in martial arts class, teacher Yao Yuanfang announces he'll teach a special breathing and cultivation technique. Once again, Wang Shuji and Lu Gang are shouting what they've learned, showing off in class. Their performances are a bit clumsy, but they get the job done. Since Lin Zichen already knows, he chooses to stay quiet and indifferent. That way, he keeps a low profile. A month passes without a hitch. One day in mechanical modification class, teacher Kai Yuanfei announces a test, offering cash prizes to the top 3. 888 yuan for first place, 666 for second, and 333 yuan for third. Lin Zichen's eyes light up at the reward, as the top prize equals nearly half the cost of that expensive wild giant eagle meat. Everyone gets motivated, and the exam begins. Hypocritically, gene fusion teacher Lu Diren drops the same prize-winning pop quiz. After 2 tough exams, the students are exhausted. Heiyu slaps the table, groaning over and over. Other students are also complaining about how hard the questions are. A girl says she dreams of getting a 90, but can only pass with a 60. While others complain, Wang Shuji and Lu Gang start showing off with a relaxed attitude. Lu Gang asks Secretary Wang how he did it. Secretary Wang is confident. He's worried about the last part of the final question, but thinks he'll get a 95. Lu Gang is joining in much more relaxed, saying he expects the same score. Listening to their arrogant chatter, Heiyu narrows his eyes and clenches his fists, imagining himself shutting them up for good. The teacher is announcing the mechanical modification test results. First, it says Gui Weling got 52 points, while Shinsinan passed with 61. Shen Sinan joyfully tells Lin Zichen she passed, and he congratulates her on her perseverance. He was thinking about how much he wanted to punch them and smash their faces in. The teacher's reading the mechanical power test results, calling out Gui Yueling's scores. Says you got 52 points, while Shensinga passed with 61. Shen Sinan excitedly tells Lin Zichen he passed, congratulating him on his hard work. The teacher chimed in again. I was gonna shout 90 for you, but you really shined with an 88. His friends cheered, and he kept it humble. I just got lucky, man, that's all, he said. He promised to take them out for a meal with a 333 yuan third-place prize. Then the teacher said Lu Geng and Wang Shuoji got exactly 95, just like you said. Just one question. He praised them for working a miracle. Wang Shuoji is confident if they'd given him 10 more minutes, he would have nailed this final question. Lu Geng also agreed, just like a bro. Hearing these empty words, he was a bit upset but comforted himself. I didn't get first, but third place is mine. Hope it stays that way. But the teacher dropped a total bombshell on us. Even though the exam was hard, Lin Zichen got a perfect 100. Wang Shuoji and Lu Geng were shocked, yelling, What kind of result is this? It's nonsense! The rest of the class erupted in joy. Even he who played it smart and joined the applause. Everyone said Lin Zichen was on another level. Shen, Qing Han, and Shuri celebrated him as the hero of Shanghai. But Lin Zichen didn't care about their praise. He always kept his eyes on the prize. He raised his hand and asked, Teacher Kai, when will the 888 yuan prize for first place be handed out? The teacher said she'd send it later. Wow, he thought, the guy's obsession with money is really weird. An hour later, the gene fusion exam results were released. Teacher Kai Yuanfei read the grades one by one. This time, the Nan Yuan team didn't do a good job. Lu Geng got 81, Wang Shuoji got 83. Still not bad, but they looked disappointed. As for Shen, Qing Han is doing fine. He got a 78 and made the top 5. He celebrated with Shuri by his side. But the weird thing is, Lin Zichen aced it again and snagged another massive reward. This second blow crushed the confidence of Yu, Wang Shuoji, and Lu Geng. They were all laid out on the floor. Wang Shuoji and Lu Geng, unable to digest their defeat. How did you get a perfect score on such a hard test? The guy definitely knew beforehand. And started stirring up trouble. Teacher Kai Yuanfei shut down that absurd accusation instantly. No way, I prepared all the questions myself. The answers aren't on the internet. There's no way they could cheat like that, he said. Wang Shuoji and Lu Geng fell silent. But being in a class is different. Yu and Shuri giggled. They teased Wang Shuoji and Lu Geng for acting salty after losing. Yu declared them the disgrace of Nan Yuan City. When it comes to flaws, the rough and crude types cause the most trouble. They added. The wilderness survival test started in the afternoon. Master Chung Bai said the awards are the same and include prize money. The exam has 3 parts: climbing, swimming, and making fire by friction. Because they failed their academic exams, Wang Shuoji basically told Lu Geng, I-5. Lu Geng confirmed. The two of them gave Lin Zichen a dirty look. We eat it and erase our shame. The exam started with climbing. Speed determines the winner. As expected, Lin Zichen climbed with incredible agility and speed. He left the others in the dust and took first. The tree climbing ended the same way. Lin Zichen is first again, and Wang Shuoji said he can't even see his shadow ahead. Lin Zichen was awesome, but his real target was Shan Qinggan. In Lin Zichen's case, he knew he would finish it at the end. But he didn't give up. Because Shan Qinggan's talent was in the water, he was sure he would recover during the swimming part. Next up was starting a fire. Lin Zichen would pick up the pace the moment he caught a whiff of money. It started with focus. He lit the fire and blew it up in 58 seconds. Wang Shuoji and Lu Geng were frozen in shock. Is this man always this quick with everything? How many hands do I have, I wonder? They went crazy. The last part of the exam was swimming. This time, Shan Qinggan takes the stage. With his connection to water, he swam at super speed. As we crushed the Nan Yuan duo, their confidence hit rock bottom once again. Wang Shuoji has completely lost his mind. Bu Shang wondered how Qinggan could break the water so suddenly. He said she must be hallucinating. The defeated Wang Shuoji and Lu Gang after the exam. For a long time, they didn't really get intimate. But this silence lasted all through lunch. The martial arts final exam began in the afternoon. Teacher Yao Yuanfang said it's time to test your skills in battle. The top 3 will win prizes. And that really got the class hyped. Shuoji Wang rekindled this flame for Lu Gang. They built up motivation and beat their heads against stones to reclaim their honor. They said this is a martial arts school. What really matters here are conditioning and fighting techniques. If Lins could not fight, the other notes were worthless. Before sparring, the teacher had everyone do a physical test as a warm-up. The 100-meter dash, one-handed snatch, and vertical jump were measured. Lin stayed back a bit to avoid showing off, but he still put on an incredible performance. He ran 100 meters in 7.708 seconds. He lifted a 330-kilo barbell with one hand. His vertical jump was 2.18 meters. He came in first in all of them, and even passing the Nanyuan duo just slightly. Minds just went blank right then. They were literally shocked. How could Wang Shuzi not realize that Lin Zichen was faster? Lu Gang was stunned that someone who didn't even look like he was trying could be so powerful. To boost morale, Wang Shuzi told Lu Gang that failing a physical test doesn't mean losing the sparring match. Skill is also essential in a real fight. They fooled themselves into thinking their superior technique gave them a chance. After the test, everyone moved to the sparring area. Lin's Eisen is eager to complete the survival achievement. He stepped into the ring for the first time. But seeing his overwhelming power, no one dared to challenge him. Even Wang Shuzi and Lu Gang observed first. Noticing the lull, the teacher stepped in. They called a student named Lu Wei. Lins told her to spar with Eisen. The two met, but the match ended before it even started. To save time, Lin Zichen finished the match instantly, blowing Lu Wei away with a single devastating punch. Then he quickly attacked his other rivals. He took down the whole class with the same ruthlessness. Watching this, Wang Shuzi and Lu Gang were pulled into a vortex of despair. Wang Shuzi realized with horror that Lin Zichen was far more powerful than they had imagined. Maybe he didn't go full throttle on the physical test. He wondered how anyone could compete against such a monster. With their spirits down, he suddenly leaped into the ring and shouted Lu Gang's name. He pointed at Lu Gang, declaring he was warmed up and at his peak, challenging him to a fight. Lu Gang, eager to vent his rage, agreed immediately. He said to himself that even if Lin's Eisen lacked confidence, he would still win and crush him in 30 seconds. With a battle cry, He attacked, clashing with quick punches. But the power gap was clear. Lu Gang easily caught He Yunan's kick, used his superior strength to spin her, and tossed her out of the ring. He Yu slammed to the ground, vomiting from the defeat. In a victory pose, Lu Gang looked smugly at his defeated friend. He grudgingly admitted that Yunan's physical technique was the best in the class. But he proudly stated he was still better after the victory. When Lu Gang turned around, he saw Princess Lin's approaching. Lin's calmly initiated an internal sparring challenge. He saw this as an opportunity to progress in the achievement quest. Filled with the thrill of victory and self-confidence, Lu Gang smirked and agreed. He declared he wasn't afraid. Lu Gang immediately attacked with a powerful punch, but the skill gap was obvious. Lin's itching moved in the blink of an eye. He parried the attack easily and left after images behind before Lu Gang even knew what happened. Lin's responded with a quick kick. The heavy blow landed right on Lu Gang's back, sent him flying out of the ring. He was defeated with a single punch. The Nanyuan duo were completely defeated. The other students started picking on the last one left. They shouted at Wang Shuoji. They asked if he would avenge his fallen friend. And they said the pride of Nanyuan is now on his shoulders. With a single blow, he made a giant throw in the towel. Nanyuan's farm members start shouting at the student lying on the ground. They're calling out to Wang Shuoji, whether you'll avenge your fallen brother. They say the pride of Nanyuan is all he has left now. They put everything on her back. They say don't mock us and be a coward. Wang Shuo gets angry and shouts at the crowd to shut up. He storms the ring, claiming he's planning to fight more. Standing across from him is Lin's Ichen. It's so powerful that Wang Shuoji pulls himself together, ready for anything, determined to find a way to defeat it. Wang Shuoji shouts. I'm going full throttle, and Linz attacks Ison furiously. But it's a wasted effort. He stops Linz's punch with one hand, counterattacks, and sends Wang Shuoji flying with such a blow that he flips backward. He slams hard onto the airport lounge floor from the heat. Foaming at the mouth and unconscious, he was easily defeated just like the others. Once the Nanyuan duo is handled, Lin Zichen can take down the other men one by one with ease. After defeating all the men, he checks his system. According to the rules of survival of the fittest, beating the same person over and over only counts once. So that means only the girls are left as rivals. I wonder if anyone wants to fight. Incredible, the girls are all eager. Her friends gather shyly, making hearts, all looking for a chance to fight. The first volunteer is Chu Yutong, who excitedly raises her hand and takes the challenge. It leaps onto the ring and attacks with surprising speed and agility. But Lin's Ison is on a whole different level. He dodges the move easily, and Chu Yutong is amazed by his speed. She lands gracefully, but is very sad that she couldn't catch it. Unexpectedly, after his defeat, the other girls come out one by one to challenge him. Of course, Linz is very soft towards the girls. His goal is not to hurt them, but to win official matches and complete his success quickly. In no time, he finishes the fights with all the girls in the class. Even if he defeats every student, he's still far from complete success. He's a little sad. But his spirits soar when student Yao Yuan Feng suddenly brings good news. The teacher praises the class, saying that as elite students, they must learn to challenge those above them. They're facing the strongest regular class in the second year within a month. He's waiting for them to be ready. While complaining about the lack of opponents, Linz was overjoyed to have this match opportunity fall right into his lap. After the master dismisses class, a very humble Liu Gang approaches him. He admits he looks down on the school and says from now on, for the next 3 years, his rival is Lin Zichen. When Linz heard the teacher's plan for constant challenges with other classes, she realized achieving success within a year wasn't impossible. Wang Shiji vows to wipe out defeat before graduation. But Linz prefers to focus on more useful things. He calculates that he earned over 3,000 flour just from exam rewards. This excites him because he finally has the money to buy monster meat. Fists clenched, he ignores the Nanyuan duo, who are fuming at his arrogance. That night, he thinks about his financial situation in his room. The reward money is good, but not enough to buy all the monster meat. To earn more, he follows in his family's footsteps, signs up as a web novelist, and begins his writing journey. His writing is wonderful thanks to the root of celestial wisdom. The next morning, he finds a contract invitation from the Weapon platform in his messages. After signing the contract, he sees terrible news on that same day. 2 hours ago, a giant mutant rat attacked a frozen meat storage facility outside the city. The news details that brutal attack. The mutant rat was over 5 meters long and was so strong it ripped the responding cyborg in half. The cyborg, caught in its death throes, activated its hidden backup power core. He decided to blow himself up, taking the enemy with him. The resulting explosion blew the giant mutant rat to pieces right then and there. Lin Zichen, who read the news, was terrified. Looking at the photo of the giant rat, he started wondering how many more giant mutant rats were hiding in Shanghai. And he wonders where these giant creatures could be hiding. On game day against the strongest sophomore class, students gathered in the Shanghai High School gym. Before the match, Master Yao Yuan Feng held a strategy meeting with his best fighters. He told them the rival class is generally stronger and will likely try to wear them down with defensive tactics. He ordered them to finish the matches as quickly as possible. Right after the meeting, Lin Zichen rushed toward the public. He wants to defeat as many new rivals as possible to complete the survival achievement. He was the first to volunteer to go. Her opponent, a girl with long blonde hair from the second-year class, stepped into the ring. When he saw his rival, he immediately complained to his teacher. He said they sent the elite class's strongest fighter first. He claimed to be the weakest student in his class and questioned how he should fight. Furious, teacher Yao Yuan Feng marched toward the opposing class teacher, the older man he called brother. He accused him of breaking the secret rules in the class fight. The weak students are supposed to fight first. He asked me why I sent the strongest student in the first match. To stop the fight, Teacher Yao took Lin Zichen off stage and ordered the weaker students to go first. Lin Zichen reluctantly agreed and stepped down. The teacher then pointed to Zhong Jige and told him to go first, but he was caught off guard and protested. Seeing the opportunity, Shen Chenghan stepped forward. He told the teacher he was weak and should be the first to go. Shen Chenghan joined the circle with excitement. He's clearly scared of the long-haired blonde girl. Next, classmates Chu Rui and Heiyu started cheering for their friend Han Han. But this pressure only made Shen Chenghan more tense. The match started, and the blonde girl. He attacked with a fast and hard punch. Shen Chenghan managed to block it. Despite the struggles, Shen Chenghan stayed determined. He knew he couldn't win. But he's determined to focus only on defense to drain his opponent's energy. The plan worked. 3 minutes later, the blonde girl is panting heavily, shocked by Shen Chenghan's endurance. He realized he'd run out of energy if the match dragged on and decided to end it quickly. He attacked with one last powerful punch. The punch landed, and Shen Chenghan collapsed, defeated. When he got up, his face was red. He was clearly embarrassed. Teacher Yao Yuanfeng praised him. He gave a thumbs up, saying he did a great job and that his defense strategy was clever. Lin patted Shen on the head and comforted him. He said she did very well against an upperclassman by holding out for over 3 minutes. Shen Xinan looked at her with comfort and smiled happily. After Shen Xing's defeat, another brown-haired girl from the elite class took the ring. Seeing the opponent look tired in the previous match, he took the chance and went on the attack. He threw a powerful kick, but the master-level opponent dodged easily and countered with a quick punch. The brown-haired girl was quickly crushed and pinned down, screaming in pain as they forced her to surrender. Standing over his fallen opponent, he must humiliate him. It asked if you think you can just barge in and look down on the normal class. He was jealous of her and kept throwing shade. He said, "You might not have the talent, but I've trained for another year." He let it go, said, "Study for another year, then come and face me." Right then, Chu Rui showed up, determined and at full speed. Shen Xing said he'd avenge Han and tear that guy apart. Chu Rui has shown he's a solid fighter. He flattened his opponent with a single slap. On the side, Shen Xinghan was shouting enthusiastically. Because Chu Rui was a legend. Lin Zichen turns to Shen Xinghan. Chu Rui said it was an easy win because you'd already worn the guy out. Shen Xinghan was laughing happily. 2 hours later, the fight continued. Elite class has tied the score. Teacher Yao Yuanfeng went over to Teacher Feng and snickered, saying they only have 4 fighters left and he's sure they'll win the bet. But then he turned to his students and told them not to get complacent. The class's true power lies in 4 ace fighters. Lin Zichen, Wang Shuzi, Lu Gong, and Heiyu. The real war starts now. After the teacher spoke, Heiyu was called to the front. He cracks his knuckles and enters the ring seriously, posing with a slap to the floor. He took a fighting stance as if to slap his brother and asked exaggeratedly, "Are you ready for your opponent? My fists have drunk water for battle." The brown-haired rival laughed mockingly and told him not to act so childish. Heiyu got angry and suddenly threw a quick kick. Knocked the opponent down. Standing over you, he mocked your low skill and asked where the confidence came from, calling you trash. While celebrating his victory, a scarier guy with purple hair stormed the ring. Her eyes glared at Heiyu, scolding him for his arrogance. The big brother threw a heavy punch and said he'd pack a punch. While Abi was in shock, Heiyu moved with incredible speed and easily parried the attack. He immediately countered with a hard kick, sending the guy flying and knocking him out. Chu Rui and Shinik Sinan shouted excitedly, and Heiyu Ya supported them. Picking up speed, Heiyu quickly knocked down a ton of opponents in a row. After defeating 5 fighters in a row, Heiyu, out of breath and exhausted, shouted that he could handle one more while trying to look strong. But his stamina ran out, of course. He went down on his 6th opponent. When Heiyu was eliminated, things looked bad for the elite class. Only 3 fighters left, and Class 2 still has 13 men. After Heiyu, Wang Shuji stepped up, unleashing his full power in a storm of punches and kicks, crushing 10 opponents single-handedly before the long streak finally exhausted him. In the 11th match, his deck ran out and he lost. Then Lu Gang showed up and quickly took out the opponent's 2 best fighters in less than 10 minutes. With only one opponent left, teacher Yao Yuan Feng smirked and said it would be better if Brother Feng just surrendered. But Brother Feng didn't seem to care. He confidently called out his last student, Wang Jinhei, and said it was his turn. A massive, bulky, fat student came on stage. He was like a giant hovering over Lu Gang. Ignoring his opponent's intimidating height, Lu Gang scoffed, calling him just a big fat monster. He said he'd strike in a flash. He landed a powerful punch on Wang Jinhei's big belly, but to his surprise, the impact was 0. It's like it hit a solid intersection. He unleashed a rapid flurry of punches, but every blow was absorbed by the thick layer of fat. Lu Gang was finally out of breath, completely exhausted. When he realizes his attacks are futile, his motionless opponent looks at him with a calm expression. Now, as if it's his turn, he's asking if Lu Gang is finished. Before Lu Gang can even react, Wang Jinhei grabs him by the neck, hurling him out of the ring in one move to seize victory, leaving only one fighter in the elite class. Frozen before such a powerful fighter, teacher Yao Yuanfei cries out that he has no memory of such a person.